Hey, hello, you're stuck in traffic with Wolf Gorlick. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today looking at classic, old school medical devices and medical device hacks, specifically the Theric 25. You know, a lot of times we get excited about the new stuff, the new hacks, the new attacks, the new devices, whatever it may be, and think it's a brand new category of attacks or it's a brand new category of problems. But by looking back at the history where we've come, I think we can oftentimes find some really cool examples of previous attacks and how it's been handled. And that can give us some good ideas about how we can address current risks. So tip for you, if you're in medical device security, if you're responsible for the devices themselves or work in healthcare, whatever, read up on the history of the Theric 25. The Theric 25 was this big X-ray machine. It was basically a cancer zapper, right? You say, I got a cancer cell here, and it would irradiate that area with X-rays and other radiations. Theric 25 was released, went into production, was released in 1983. It was probably mid-80s to early 90s where they started seeing people who were getting injured from it. And it ended up being going in front of the safety board and getting analyzed that way. Now, the Theric 25 shared code with a previous models called the Theric 20, and the Theric 20 and 25 were PDP-11 based. So what that means is assembly language, a classic assembly language code was written to adjust the levels of radiation to target that level of radiation. All right, so if you've ever done any programming with assembly language, you know it's not the most user-friendly of languages. Furthermore, insofar as programming is concerned, you oftentimes want to go back to the original development team, right? Or look at the original comments, those sort of things. You want to make sure there's a good software development life cycle those sort of things. So when the safety board was analyzing the Theric 25 and the PDP-11 assembly language source code, they found something even more exciting. There was one guy who basically wrote the code way back when and was no longer with the company. So it was a little bit difficult to find out what was necessarily wrong. What was wrong was an overflow condition, a byte overflow condition. And this byte overflow condition occurred in certain situations, basically caused a race condition which would result in way too much radiation being sent. And that's why people were getting injured. So a bad handling of errors within the software would allow for way too much radiation to be sent to the patient. And they basically had to patch it. They recalled all the devices, they issued new software, they built a better operating system for the thing and before putting them back in production. So what can we learn today about modern devices? Well, specifically with IoT and with the medical devices that are code-based, right? The doctors are only able to know what's going on and get information off their devices, off their dashboards, if you will, off the feedback from the interface. And what that means is, so oftentimes the medical quality is governed by how good the software is. And if you mess with that software, you mess with the quality. If you give a doctor an indication that they're only dialing the machine up to 8 when they're really dialing up to 11, it absolutely positively will cause issues. So protect the software, protect the device, protect the software, protect the device, protect the patient. Theric 25, well worth taking a little bit of time and reading about it. Really cool history. What do you think? Hit me up in comments or social media. Cheers.